Okay, so Capture Age is trolling us. This is Jordan. But guys, I wonder if there's a chance that Jordan is going to experiment. Sorry we're speeding up here. So let's just talk about what this game means. And oh my god, what's happening? There's no scoreline here. It's 0-0. So we are here in the final round of Group C, okay? And Jordan is confirmed to be second place. Kingston is confirmed to be relegated. The only thing that could change if Kingston wins 3-0 in this play all three is he will be in 5th place, not 6th place. But he's still relegated, so ultimately these guys are playing some games for $40 a win, and obviously to pad their stats on their standings. Jordan's gone for the Malay. There is some water on this map, and I've seen players try fish traps before. So, I mean, $40 is $40, but I wonder if maybe Jordan, he's maybe thinking, let's try something different here. Is there a world where he maybe tries fish traps? Kingston's gone for a more standard pick. Hindustani seem to be good on every single map. We've seen them here. We've seen them on Arena. We've seen them basically everywhere. So, yeah, I'm thinking just standard scout approach here for Kingston. But yeah, going to be more of a relaxed cast. Again, there's no real crazy stakes on this one. In some of the other groups, there's massive stakes that we'll be talking about. But in Group C, after Ganji just beat Kingston the round before this, we pretty much know how everything lines up. John says you are still a child. What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, within full context, you're probably saying, yeah, you're still young. You don't need to rush to get married. Yeah, we are in no rush. Our life does not change if we, if I call her my wife versus, fiance. I suppose, like, technically speaking, like, benefits and, taxes and all that crap changes a little bit. But, like, our day-to-day, the way we live our lives is just going to be the same. So we're both super busy. She's in grad school, and she's doing her thing. And so, yeah, I pretty much, as I'm really excited to see if Jordan's going to go for a doc, that I'm in no rush, and neither is she. And when we're maybe less busy and things are less crazy, we'll make it happen. Make sure it's a good time. So, okay. This is going to be a dock or a mill, Jordan? You went 5 on wood. It's going to be a mill. Mill just makes so much more sense. It just makes so much more sense. Malay do advance faster to the next stage. Malay might suit Jordan's play style with playing into archers. He can play into cav as well, but he is pretty good feudal age archer play. And, it's just not a pick that I would have expected here if this was a high-stakes situation for Jordan. I do think that they can actually be half decent. Come to think of it, guys, it was this matchup in Silver League back in December. I'm not sure if you guys remember the players. I'll see it. I'm going to wait and see if somebody says it because I'm kind of curious if you remember it as well. But it was on Serengeti. Remember, it would have been Season 1's map pool for Silver League. And neither player ended up qualifying. This is the hint into Gold League. Yeah, somebody got it. It was, Survivalist versus Tomate. What was one of the better sets from Silver League, actually, with Tomate ended up coming back and winning 2-1. Silver League was super cool, man. It's hard to believe, guys. It will have been 2 straight months of Titans League when we're all said and done. Because, again, you had Silver in December, January all the way through mid-February. Is Gold and Platinum. I've had a really good time. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Tomorrow will be a day off from it. We then have 5 sets on Sunday. So an even longer day than this one probably. But that'll close out all the groups. And then Monday, Tuesday, we will have our Gold deciders. So the players who are first place in each group in Gold, they automatically get promoted to Platinum for the next season. But the second and third place players, they play and fight off for the chances to come to Platinum. So we'll have Monday will be 2 best of 5s. Tuesday will be 2 best of 5s. Wednesday will be the round of 12 for Platinum. So all the 2s and 3s from Platinum League. That will be 4 best of 5s. So that could be a super long day. Thursday will be 2 best of 5s, the quarterfinals. Friday, 2 best of 5s, quarterfinals. Saturday will be the semifinals, and then Sunday will be the final. So it's just going to be a lot of action, and obviously we'll get all that stuff up on YouTube later. Nilly Song will be a nail biter on Sunday. Yeah, it will be. For sure. I won't be able to cover that, obviously, because of all the Platinum League sets that are going to be so important. But you got some cool stuff going on in Gold League. Oh, there's a dock for JorDan. There's a dock for JorDan. It looks like he wants to go walls and spear defense into fishing ships and fish traps. But let's think about the cost, right? You had the fishing ship. Well, no, you had the dock, 150 wood. Fishing ship, 75 wood. And JorDan could lose a villager here if he's not careful. Ooh! Quick walls needed. And JorDan gets it pretty easily, actually. And, oh, wait, never mind. Now he'll just bring the spearman. It's fine. But yeah, it's just a heavy investment. Actually, I think JorDan wants to loop around and make sure the scout can't leave. And Kingston's going to be trapped in here. Did Kingston see this? Kingston didn't see it, but okay, I saw Malay, and I expected it. What do you think he's going to look for? Yup. Oh, oh my God. You have to guard the fish trap from the scout now. Oh my God, that's funny. So yeah, technically, you're going to get more eco units if you're JorDan, but it takes a long time to pay off. JorDan even repaired the fish trap. Okay, so Kingston knows. So I think what you should do if you know in Kingston's position, as he's sending villagers forward, I was going to say, I think what you should do in this situation is you should just go to Castle Age and then pressure fast in Castle Age. He seems to feel the need to maybe tower and pressure, knowing that these fishing ships and fish traps are going to pay off. I just like, is it really even paying it off? I don't really know if it is. Certainly not now. Maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, that's where it looks strong. If there were more shorefish, at least your fishing ships would be collecting resources as you're waiting to then add the fish traps. But Malay fish traps, it's not infinite food anymore, but they've got like over 2,000 food, so that's enough to make a big difference in the game. And Kingston's scouts here have to be careful. Villagers are still running across the map. And that's a long way to run if you're Kingston. And it's a rough feeling here too, because you feel a little bit flexed on, don't you? You know you're relegated. JorDan's the bigger name. JorDan's in second place. And now JorDan's trying this. It's not a disrespect move from JorDan per se, but I could tell you that I would always prefer to just be smashed in standard play than have someone do this to me. It would leave a slight sour taste in my mouth. Again, not that there's anything wrong with JorDan trying a new strat, but if you want to lose, you want to lose with a normal strategy. You won't even feel that good about your win, because you might look at this and say, well, that strategy's not even good. Great, I got to win. The strat's not even good. But maybe it is good. I don't know. Like, it could pay off. JorDan's got 38 eco versus Kingston's 29. Here's that tower now. And so JorDan immediately just going to go for a counter tower. It's kind of interesting, actually, that the tower here is going to be able to hit the fishing ship. And JorDan adding a stone wall there. There's also archer pressure coming. I say archer because he hasn't been on gold here, Kingston, so he's not going to be able to make much more than that. And a lot of times what you see from someone in JorDan's position is you see deleting of the wall and you send like 2 villagers underneath here. But yeah, JorDan lost the fishing ship. And his buried villagers have to be a little cautious here. JorDan now scouting Kingston's base to see what Kingston's up to. But, you know, Kingston does delay his castle time by having gone forward like this. And yeah, JorDan trying what we had just said, only he didn't delete the walls. Now he deletes the walls, and then he re-walls it. And then he's going to try and hop back in his tower. Nice work from JorDan there, because Kingston tried to focus him. And a sloppy game so far. JorDan's still adding fishing ships. Look at this, guys. Adding fishing ships, adding fish traps. Will it work? I think the chances of it working have certainly gone up since Kingston's Castle Age will be delayed compared to your normal type of play. And also, I'll say this. The other aspect that can make this interesting against, or in this situation, is that Hindustanis can't make knights. So that could be part of it for Kingston. Because normally, against this type of play, you rush to Castle Age, you go Knight Siege, and you all in. It's almost like the Cumans going for the 2TC boom, if you've seen that on land. But if you don't get Knights, it's not as effective a raiding tool to have camels. So that could be part of his thinking here. But he is going to make a tower here, forcing JorDan to have 5 villagers idle inside the tower to shoot this back. JorDan, though, has been on stone. He's been on gold. He's fine. Still just playing damage control. Still just relying on fish traps. Not even a single farm for JorDan. This is crazy, man. This is so bold. T90, will we see full elephants? I mean, you'll have the food eco. Elephants are cheap with Malay. It could be the classic Legend of the Liar strategy here from JorDan. Seriously. I would say JorDan's not the type of guy to go full elephants, but if there was ever a game where that would happen, it would be the game where he's gone crazy fish traps. Let's look at food collected. Okay. Does this not tell you everything about the strat? Now, the wood collected will eventually lead to food collected because of the investment, but like, holy cow, man. He still hasn't collected more food. It's just, he will actually, it's a bit weird, man. He'll actually save a lot of wood in the long run because farms reseed. So then I don't even know what you do with the extra wood. But yeah, tower v tower here. Kingston's up. He has lost a villager. But still looking to pressure. And oh my god, he's in with 2 scouts. How did that even happen? I guess... Oh, that's weird. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he ran right across that piece. JorDan didn't expect that either. And now look at Kingston's point of view. JorDan's like, don't look at it. JorDan doesn't want to lose his fish traps right now. Oh, it's a trap! Oh, wait. It's a fish trap and it's a scout trap all in one. JorDan with the plays. Holy crap, man. I mean, good job. You just trapped your own villager, but it looked really cool. Everything looked really cool. I mean, it's better than the scouts running around, so that's fine. You do also have like 16 idle villagers, so that's relatable. And now over here, you're losing all these villagers because you forgot the gather point was set forward. All right, so, you know, you see the trap on one side, and then you're like, boom, styled you. And then you look back at the rest of your eco and that happened, and you're like, oh, whoops. So, okay. That's why editors exist, okay? That's why you can clip those things out. What's the play here? Is there still a villager here? Yeah, still a couple of villagers. Feels like this is the attack avenue for Kingston. And I don't know, like maybe he just adds a second TC and booms, but I think you would normally want to pressure here with Siege and with a stable unit. Okay, you ready? Food collected. JorDan's catching up with resources collected. The food is almost there. Okay, so let's do the math, though. He's got 11 fish traps. That's times 2,000. That's a lot of food. He won't ever need to seed a single farm. There's no need for that. JorDan going 2 stables. Let's go. Go for the elephants. Elephants, I think it makes sense here. You have the food income. They're very cheap with the Malay. And by the way, the Legend of the Liar is playing. For those that ever saw that episode and are excited to see more from him, he's not doing any lying as far as I'm aware, but he does play the game. He took a long break. I keep an eye on my liars. Well, you know, my legends, let's put it that way. Lots of idle time for JorDan. Lots of annoying defense here. Thinking outside the box with 14 fishing ships. We have seen attempts in Gold League from a player named Samaro to try and do something like this. So credit to him for the idea. I never got to see him get away with it. He lost to Fire trying it once, and he lost to Dragonstar, I think. Here come the elephants. Now, if you just clear up the towers... And Kingston might expect this because he sees just one stable, so he's going to try and add monks now. But if you just clean up those towers, suddenly you're able to breathe, you're able to move out, and you can take the other pods. The Liar's elo is about 1,400. Yeah, it's about the same elo as he was in the past. All right, it's chonker time, baby. Definitely need some monks involved if there's chonkers. JorDan even getting gill nets now, so the fishing will be a bit faster. And Kingston's going to go in here with the camel. The camels don't actually have that much line of sight. He's got a lot of archers, too. Yeah, you absolutely should go in here. Now he's going to see the elephants. So let's see how these elephants fare. I feel like it's more than worth it to just snipe the fish traps. Just send a message that you feel flexed on. Yeah. Just kill the fish traps. Like, dude, get out of here. Don't do this crap to me. Very well played here from Kingston. That hurts Jordan a bit. He falls back with his archers now. Might need to delete the camel. There he goes. He's got a monk ready. That villager he had a death wish. And Kingston's going to hop back in his towers with some of the archers, and he's going to convert some elephants. So he's doing what he can, and Kingston's on 2 TCs, producing villagers out of them. And it's 50 eco versus 55. It's 51 villagers versus 40, but Jordan has 15 fishing ships and counting right now. I'm just not really sure if he's going to be able to breathe ever. But I guess he doesn't really need to. He's going to add more on this side. There's the TC. It's been an interesting game, guys. And the strategy work. Camel has a bonus damage against the fishing ships. I'm not too sure. That monk needs to survive. Great work from Kingston. Guys, Kingston is playing so well against this. Like, Jordan is executing it very well. And then Kingston has done a lot of damage to counter it. It's actually the perfect game. And it has high YouTube written all over it. I mean, for Kingston, you win this game even if you feel a little disrespected. $40 is $40, right? So, the monks were the perfect addition. He's also converting. Well, one of them's the full HP one, and boom. And then watch this. Whoop! Right back into the tower. Jordan actually is going to try and bring the elephants back to his side. But he can't get too close to the towers because Kingston will kill the monks. That's Kingston focusing that. It would have usually aggroed the elephants there, and he killed one. And now there's another monk, and what this is doing is it's buying Kingston time to get the economy rolling and to take map control elsewhere. And I think this is looking pretty good for Kingston. Lower elo players, mid elo players, they don't have the time. They don't use the monks. They're just not used to having to use them. Higher elo players get value from the monks all the time. And Kingston out to convert. Whoop! Not going to work. Back in the tower. Kingston out to convert. Okay, let's see. Whoop! Back into the tower. Kingston out to convert. Let's see. Nope, third time. Whoop! Out and back into the tower. And then this monk's like, I want to get in the tower. And you don't need it. You're okay, dude. Kingston now out of the tower again. Get a conversion. And Jordan deletes the elephants. That's sick. That's sick, man. Are you kidding me? That whole play was insane. 99.9% of people who have ever played this game lose all those monks there. And they just make more of them. Jordan. You also, you know, it's so much work. Because you have to... you have to focus on adding the fish traps, and placing them, which is so much more difficult. And Jordan's like... Jordan's like, for this strat to work, I have to castle my fish traps. Because if he loses all these, he's completely dead. Did Kingston see that? Kingston saw the castle foundation. Honestly, I think the castle goes up. Jordan added a galley here too. I mean, the fact that Jordan has a castle here is going to keep his fish traps alive, which means that the strat is still intact, guys. And he's expanding to more pawns. The man's committed. He's committed. Well, let's look at resources collected now. Okay, there we go. 600 more food. Worth it. Definitely worth it. You obviously have no map control either. You have no ability to counterattack. There is actually a stable here, so Jordan's going to maybe toss some elephants into his opponent's economy. But honestly, now if you're Kingston, I think the one thing you need to do a better job of is you need to scout the side. He's starting to make outposts for vision, but this is an exposed area for Jordan that he shouldn't be able to take resources in. And I think if you just deal with that, Jordan should die to this. Again, against a very good aggression from Kingston. And Jordan, a little sloppy in the defense. But, I mean, he knows he's exposed now, so he's going to drop the tower here. Why did Jordan go full disrespect this game? Again, you could look at it different ways. I don't think, especially because it's coming from Jordan, I don't think that it's necessarily, it's not disrespect, right? But he's having some fun, right? He's having some fun. It is a tournament. but he's second place regardless. Kingston's relegated regardless. What better time to experiment? And, you know, if you think about the result of this, if Kingston ends up getting the win and continues this crazy aggression, it's $40 in Kingston's pocket. Kingston hasn't had as many wins here. It's a beneficial result for him. But yeah, obviously, JorDan would never do this if the stakes were high for this game. It's more of a ranked game, crazy strategy. But it's coming from JorDan. JorDan doesn't do this too much. Yeah, maybe 20% disrespect seems reasonable. But, I mean, Kingston, he's played it well, as we've stated many times already. And I think Kingston should be able to win this game. He's dropping stables now. I honestly would just like to see Lightcap. Lightcap and Monks. Lightcap just a raid. I guess there's not, like, farming eco to raid, which is kind of weird. You actually need to somehow take out the docks, which is funny to me. But he just took out this tower. Still continues to convert elephants. And JorDan still adding galleys to these docks. And running out of hope. Running out of dreams to make this happen. Oh my god! So you're saying there's a chance? I meant to pick Magyard, Legend of the Liar Elephant Rush from JorDan. Holy crap! He killed a bunch of vills over here. Well, he didn't kill that many, I guess. It says Eco KD 6 to 15. But talk about a surprise. Like, the elephant will beat a camel in a 1v1. And now what this does is it distracts Kingston. So the Kingston's got to look back here, and Kingston can't pressure anywhere else. Also, what on earth is this lady doing? She's just blending in with the boxes there? Is she window shopping? This is doing some insane damage. If JorDan can just use his speed to maybe add more fishing ships and add more fish traps, maybe his food eco climbs. JorDan now running to the middle, but oh god, if you see this, you get very frightened. No. I don't know about this, JorDan. No, that's an abort. Abort. Pikeman is needed. The pikeman makes more than enough sense here. And that did damage. And is continuing to do damage to Kingston. But Kingston was focused here. And Kingston can do damage to JorDan. And he can protect himself in the middle. With a castle there next to that gold. And this is always a really important area on this map. Having this middle area because of the golden stone. Man, JorDan's counter raid was sick, though. Without the counter raid, I think this game would absolutely have been over for a while now. But look at the amount of idle eco time for JorDan. Over 3 hours. Worker efficiency last minute's been 40% because of all the eco moving. Oh, God! You know, it's a really sad situation economically for JorDan's people. They used to use villagers for food in this economy. But then they just replace it all with fishing economy. And unfortunately, people lost a lot of their jobs, you know, and people really began to struggle. And now they lived in that town their whole lives, generations of people. And now they've had to move to a different city to find work. And they just all are working on the same wood line. And it's such a rough existence for these guys. It's really a sad tale. And it's a shame that JorDan didn't think about that, you know? Think about the people and their families. It's just such a funny game, man. But yeah, the counter raids won't work anymore. And now these people are getting harassed by the neighboring village. So that's great. So much for finding jobs over here. JorDan's population says he's got a slight chance here. He's also making Karambit Warriors, which, at least on paper, is a good... Just more random elephants wandering the map. I think Karambit Warrior is actually a really good unit against everything that is being made from the Hindustanis, right? Like Pikemen and Camel. Karambit Warriors should actually be very strong. JorDan killing some Pikemen and some Monks here. I don't know if JorDan's economy is good enough, and I don't know if he can get a second castle up. I'm concerned for him that he's just going to be overrun on land. And while Kingston's distracted because of JorDan being in so many different spots, JorDan himself is in so many different spots that he doesn't even notice this. And it's messy, but Kingston's still putting out the fires here in the middle of the map. And JorDan, 95 kills. It's just 90 about 100 kills now for Kingston, so the KD's close. That's still something else. If the water was bigger, I think there would have been a better chance of this working, right? Like, if these ponds were twice the size and Jordan could just use one dock, instead of having to expand to, like, 6 different docks, I think there would have been more of a chance for this strategy. We might even see these camels just take out this TC. There's not actually many villagers here. And Hindustani stable units take out buildings really fast. So if he notices that, he just takes out the TC. He doesn't even need armor. But it doesn't seem like he's really picked up on that small detail there. Jordan's farming, which is just... Yeah, Jordan farming is disgusting. I agree with you. That's cheating. He's broken the rules. But no, he needed it. And I think he needed it a little bit earlier, too. And he would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for those freaking camels. Jordan on stone, desperate for another castle. Kingston's been keeping an eye on that all game. He's got great vision on this map, raiding all the time. Really has shown how good he is in open maps. Kingston chose a lot of close maps in Titans League, which surprised me. He's really good on open maps. And now Kingston finds his way onto Imp. Now, Jordan, you have 2 choices. First choice is to continue to play this out for another 10 to 15 minutes. And completely ruin the conclusion of this if I want to make a video. Or you could recognize the writings on the wall and you could tap out soon. And then, you know, there's not going to be people getting annoyed or frustrated and thinking, okay, this is over. This is not entertaining. Or you could drop a castle and it could deny Kingston's castle and it makes things extra spicy. And you could have a bugged fish trap, apparently, because look at that. The fishing trap. Oh, God, he must be. Oh, geez. I don't know where the bugged fish trap is. It's a fishing ship trying to work on a fish trap that's causing that. And it was actually that fishing ship right there. I'm not sure exactly the reasoning there, but yeah, castle denied. Okay. And Kingston will be an imp in 90 seconds. We're going to see another castle. It's going to be from Kingston. He'll maybe complete this one later on. And Jordan, he has no way of defending this, really. Still can't take his stone. 60 on food for the Mexican. The guy's got 17 camels. And he can make as much as he really needs to here. He can make whatever he wants. It doesn't really matter. Jordan's petarding down this castle. Yes. Villagers dying. TC will go down. Jordan will call the GG in 30 seconds. But it was a fun game. It was a fun game. Kingston, I think it's fair to say that he deserved some wins from some of the other sets. He was just so close and wasn't able to get as many as he wanted. He'll be happy that he's been able to get one here. He'll also be very relieved that he didn't lose this game. And that's the thing about these types of strats. I've said this before. I've been on the other end of this so much. Anytime I play anyone that's in the top 10, they don't play serious. Well, not any time, but majority of the time. Like MBL, for example, trolls against me every single game. Because if I play serious and win, then that's a victory for me and a loss for him. But if the weaker player trolls a little bit and goes for something funky and they lose, you say, well, you know, he was trolling, right? He didn't actually lose the game. I think there's actually, like, with how well Jordan hung on here, and, you know, aside from everything else, I actually think there's a chance Jordan gets away with this. If he doesn't lose the amount of villagers that he did with that quick wall attempt. He went for a crazy trap, right? So crazy trap. And as he did that, 6 villagers died over here. And I forget what else happened. I thought he had lost villagers elsewhere. But I remember he ended up losing 12 economy in feudal. And I felt like some of that was a little wasteful because he was distracted. So maybe it would have been doable. Ultimately, I think it just takes too long to pay off. If there was actual fish in that water, then you at least have that while you wait for the fish traps, and that would help you a bit more. Maybe make the strategy too feasible. Kingston went for feudal control. He went for monks to convert the elephants. How many elephants did he actually convert this game? He converted 11 elephants, which at least at the time he did was really important because those elephants were everything that Jordan had, and it kept Jordan from expanding easily throughout the map. But yeah, an interesting game. Certainly one that I've never really seen before. Malay on Kilimanjaro, a map where there's 4 total fish There's 2 on each side. And he went for fishing traps. The question is, guys, where are the fish coming from? How does this work? How is this realistic? How did JorDan not ruin the fish population in his pond? I don't know. I'll have to ask the devs. All right, JorDan lost the first game. You would expect him to play a little bit more standard here. I think a big reason behind that is simply the fact that there's just not many unique, crazy ways you can play this map. You're going to be competing for fish, and you're going to... What? Is he going to go lame? Okay, I take it back. There's actually still quite a lot of possibilities in how you can play this map. JorDan's sending a villager forward immediately at the start of this game. Typically, you collect resources, and then, you know, eventually maybe sneak a villager in feudal age to dock someone else's pond. Now, obviously, you don't have the scouting yet for JorDan, but what he might be looking for is he might be looking for a boar that he could maybe kill. Or is he going to try... Can he wall the shoreline? JorDan. Come on, man. Kingston's already relegated. Don't troll against him every single game. I don't really know exactly what JorDan's plan is, though. Like, I don't know what he's looking for. You know what would be kind of annoying? Is, so when you dock, you want to dock next to a shorefish, he could wall off every shorefish. But it's definitely not worth it to send villagers. I do not know what JorDan's doing. The dock timing doesn't make sense, and if he's going to dock, you would normally want to dock your pond, because it's close by. But he's going to forward dock it. It will be very delayed, though, because he needs to make a house, and then he needs to make the dock, and he needs the house now, and then he can't dock. So, villager, how efficient has this guy been? So far, thank you, Capture H, for this, by the way. His entire life, he's got about 28% efficiency. How many people can relate to that? Not counting sleep. You know, villagers don't sleep in this game. I wonder what my efficiency level would be at. I'd like to think I'm above 26%. And there we go. There's the dock for JorDan. So he's just going to fish on the other side. And JorDan also looking to see where Kingston would dock. It is funny, though, because, like... Kingston's going to be docking the same side. The 28% is pretty good, not going to lie. Okay. I mean, I'm way more idle than Age of Empires 2 villagers. I am more idle than my economy is when I play the games, put it that way. All of chat right now. LMAO, me, I should be working. Got it. Okay. Well, listen, I'm happy now that this is more of like possibly a strategic thing from JorDan, like a sneaky thing, because in a normal case, it actually is pretty interesting, guys, because normally the strategy on Cross is you want to sneak your dock up, which requires you sending the Vill much later. But JorDan has already done the work to get the dock on where he thinks his opponent's going to be. Look, he's going to come over here. And he might double check this to see if there's any fishing ships. Kingston's never going to expect that. Kingston's going to find JorDan and then assume JorDan's going to be docked here. And then I guess, does he just compete for water knowing this? Look, he sees the dock. Okay, so now he knows. Is this new meta? Honestly, this might actually be new meta. And then you go for the safe fish later. And JorDan's going to click up to feudal. JorDan will probably shift a bunch of villagers to wood and a bunch of villagers to gold to go for water. And he might not even need the second dock because of the surprise factor. Because Kingston will never expect this. We should say that Kingston's scouting is very delayed. You really should have more of an idea of where your opponent is docked by now. But he was pushing in a lot of deer. Wanted to get a good start here. Oh, man. This is interesting. The Kingston will definitely assume that JorDan is just docked over here. And JorDan's going to take that gold. And yet, JorDan's going to be able to clear the fish. I think that I think he got very lucky. He would have had to adapt, of course, but I think that wait a second. Wait a second. He didn't see a dock here. Wait a second. Oh, Kingston just wants the wall, and he's checking, and he's going to see it. Now, this is normal, but you wouldn't expect to see the fishing ships. He's going to be like, what? Huh? Why is he fishing here? All right, good work from both players here, though. JorDan trying to deny this. JorDan sees the second dock. This should never be a denial here, Kingston. You should just tap that. There you go. And so it's going to be both players fighting in the same pond with fishing ships. This just doesn't normally happen. But yeah, I think JorDan would have adapted had Kingston maybe docked this side, right? Because when JorDan chose that pond, he didn't know initially that there was going to be fishing ships there. But I think he would have just played the game a bit differently. Oh man, Kingston maybe late on gold compared to JorDan here. So he can't produce fire galleys right away, and JorDan can produce fire galleys consistently. And JorDan's fishing ships are stronger. This could be really bad for Kingston. Dang. Because look, the fishing ships tank, and now you're going to be ahead on numbers. Kingston did kill JorDan's scout, though. But just watch the difference in the production. Still no production here from this dock for Kingston. This really surprised him. And now JorDan's even docking over here. JorDan's like, I'm going to steal the fish before you can. Give me those fish. I could call it new meta. It's certainly throwing me for a loop. I'm still not completely sure how practical this may be. I mean, this might be the moment, guys, where we look back and say, hey, the meta has changed on this map because of JorDan doing this. Maybe pick Berbers for the faster villagers. No demos at all from JorDan, which is a little surprising. Because a demo there is like, bam. And normally players are going to go first wave of fires, and then they go for the third fire, and then a demo. But that is very much a preference thing. And oh my god. Okay, so JorDan is adding a galley to block this off from Kingston. And then both players are sending a villager to the north right now. And there's the demo from Kingston. So the demos can help you recover. So I like the demo edition. Just don't try and demo the fish. No, Japanese fish, it's a waste of a demo. Believe me, it's not going to be helpful enough. Okay, fire's falling apart now for Kingston. Demo was just not it. And the third dock comes out. And JorDan, he sees that demo and says, I'd like to take that out, please. Bam! Gets it. And JorDan's going to win the southern pond. Now, he also added a galley here. And is now adding a fire galley because he realizes that there's already a dock. And then these two villagers... can they see each other? This is so funny. This is so funny. Dude, I would be so annoyed if I was Kingston. Like, bro, stay off my ponds. Get off of my ponds. Give me some freaking fish, bro. He didn't actually see this. He just resigned. 14-minute game. This actually worked. Because JorDan's going to still have his fishing ships. Kingston, he can't fish over here either. And then little did he know, obviously, he's not going to be able to fish here either. What in the world? New meta, bro. Now, Kingston did have some big issues, and I think it's because of the stress of it all, but 500 wood in the bank. You could have a barracks, right? You could have a barracks, you could have a range. Yeah, you'd still be behind here, but then you're making archers. JorDan has nothing to defend from archers. So he definitely just had an issue with spending his resources on time. But it's a way easier to watch this map than it is to play it. And I think he just got completely blindsided by that move from JorDan. That's funny, though. I don't think it's the earliest GG ever because he is behind. But realistically, I think that had he invested his wood into the range already, I think then it's a closer game. And he would have fallen a bit behind here. JorDan's next couple moves would have most likely been to add the barracks, add the range, and he would be on par with Kingston most likely. Now I want to try Gurjaras and hide my fish. That's a funny thought. Garrison your fishing ships. Yeah, Kingston struggled. 16 military score, really? What? I don't know if I've ever seen military score that low. I guess because the game was so fast. 7-1 KD. Not the first time that a German has been on the winning side of a 7-1 scoreline. Sorry, Brazilians. But yeah, it was a good game. Interesting strat. He didn't collect many more resources, but he was going to, probably. And Kingston was like, well, you know what? I'm just done with this. And we'll see game number 3. All right, so just catching up to speed here. Game 3, this is the final game in Group C. And we have the Gurjaras for Kingston. And it's been interesting to see players have been taking their sheep later on in Feudal Age these days with the Gurjaras. I saw Doubt do it. I saw Ganji do it. But yeah, Gurjaras, initially you want to put your sheep inside the mill. That's what players have been doing. And delay the lumber camp, which is what Kingston has done here. And Gurjaras Berbers, I mean, battle of the stables here, right? And one has the cheaper stable units. The other one has the superior stable units with the additional bonus damage. Neither civilization has good infantry. Both have kind of a weak archer range line as well. So I think we're just going to see a whole bunch of camels in this game. I mean, assuming it's an even game in the mid game. I guess being able to make camels in feudal is kind of helpful. You wouldn't go for a camel build order per se, but you would maybe be able to make some camels while you're on the way to Castle Age. USA is going to be the 2026 soccer ball champions. We come in, boys. Yeah, okay, PJM. Way to just embarrass us further, okay? Way to just embarrass us further. Dude, I was like... But we're not going to spend too much time on this. Some of the tweets and like the hashtags and the phrases that some of my fellow Americans were using during the World Cup, just so embarrassing. It's like, make us look like we know less about the sport, please. You know, make us look worse. Let's just do it. You know, I was like, come on, people need to shut up. Fun fact, though, I actually played a game of pickup soccer with Christian Pulisic, who is a Chelsea player and played for the USA national team. He wasn't a star at the time. It wasn't like we did this recently. He's like 4 years younger than me, 5 years younger than me. And I was like 17. I was in high school playing a pickup game. And I remember there being this like 12 or 13-year-old. I could have the ages wrong. Maybe I was 15 or 16. He was younger. Anyways, really tiny kid, was really good. He grew up basically in my hometown, and we didn't go to the same school or anything, but we went to competing schools. So I actually have a very vague memory of playing. And he was an incredible player, so. And from what I know, because I know people who like kind of know his family, really comes from a great background, really cool guy, and so it's pretty cool fun fact, I suppose. Anyways, I'm expecting scouts here would make a whole lot of sense for either player. Seems to be the build-up for JorDan. I noticed the wood lines seem really close to the player TCs in this generation. And it's actually pushing their golds out far into a position where they can't wall using their wood lines. Like, if the wood lines were further away, like this, and this, it would actually be easier for them to wall, right? They've got to do a lot more work to walk down the gold, particularly right here. And you'd almost prefer the wood line would be here, allowing you to wall more with that. You've got to move way out here, I guess, to wall that up. Hey, you know, Christian Pulisic's probably talking to his teammates right now. He's like, you know, I actually played a pickup soccer game with that T90 guy. You know him? And they're like, what? T90? No, wait. You mean the Age of Empires 2 guy? The guy with the amazing farm? Yeah, man. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I played some great games with him. He was pretty good, actually. You know, I could see why he picked up talking instead of playing sports. That makes a whole lot of sense after what I saw. But, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what's happening right now. T90, the tank? No, not the tank. All right, well, Gurjara, villager running away. That's kind of annoying for Kingston, because you want to build your buildings out here. And there's this stable. Again, it's just, the placement of the buildings. It's not really satisfying for me currently. And, whoa, JorDan trying to do some quick traps. We did see JorDan lose a game because he tried to be the Viper earlier. So, Last time he went for an elaborate trap, he did kill the units, but he lost 7 villagers immediately afterwards in another area, so... hopefully JorDan can brush up on his quick walling skills. But we've got skirms and spearmen. I mean, I guess JorDan didn't know and still doesn't know that it's scouts. He's thinking it could be archers. So the reason for skirms is probably due to that. And I'm pretty sure Kingston saw the range. He did. He saw the skirms. And this should be a pretty good spot. The skirms don't offer any value for JorDan. And skirm spearmen, it really only becomes a big issue, I think, if the pressure is on your face, if their production's at your base. But it takes a long time. So I'd like to see a counterattack here from Kingston. Anyone else watch T90 YouTube videos so much that you just find yourself trying to fast forward the stream? I hear that a lot. I hear that one a lot. It tells me that, I mean, the analytics show me how many times people fast forward. So I think it's probably common. You guys are like, all right, I saw the maps. Let's fast forward. What's happening late feudal? I only have 15 minutes on my break. You know, what can I do? I'm going to get the best action in this time. And skirmishers on the way for Kingston. What you do here, use your skirms against the spearmen from JorDan. And yeah, counterattack with the scouts. JorDan does have a spearman at home, though. And JorDan's been annoying so far, I think it's fair to say. But you wouldn't really expect him to kill many villagers. It is possible, though, because he has a full HP scout, and that can add up. Yeah, this is just... I feel like the superior players are just so good with these types of moves. Like, this is precisely how I think it would go if I were in Kingston's position right now. The scout from JorDan's getting value. My camel takes a couple hits. I've got a micro with vills. I'm not killing villagers with these scouts because of it. Just super annoying. I kill the spearman, but I lose my camel first. Just like... I really struggle in these types of moments. And JorDan's going to be able to add another spear at home, so he should actually be okay. So again, not the end of the world for Kingston, but just a frustrating situation to be in. And can't find any damage with the counterattack. Why do we not see sneak buildings more often so the opponent can't make counter units at a high level? A lot of it comes down to the scouting. So it's two parts to that. So the first part is players are always really good with scouting. And they're going to find it in most cases, right? Second, actually, it's multifaceted. The other aspect is they oftentimes know what you're going to make based on what else they see, even if they don't see the building, right? So, like, in this case, you have a decision between skirms and, like, if you're just on wooden food, it's going to be skirm opening, scout opening, or you don't add a range or a stable at all and just make spears. So you have kind of an educated guess based on all that. But yeah, you know, if a player doesn't see what you normally see, they then start to look for it. And it changes their decision. So I don't know if that makes sense, but usually it's like being creative isn't going to be good enough because they're going to be able to find out one way or another and adapt to it. Or if you don't show army, they're just like, oh, great, I'll just come kill you now. So you almost always have to have some map presence because they're going to punish you otherwise. But I'll tell you where sneaks become interesting is when someone's scout goes down. That's an underrated play that no one does. If you lose your scout to the opponent's TC in Dark Age, you should have no clue what they're going for. And that could even just be small things like how much army investment are they going to go for? Are they walling a lot? And then what type of army they're going for. So losing your scout is one of the worst things you can do at a high level, because it changes the rest of the game for you. And JorDan actually added a couple scouts here, surprising Kingston. Kingston maybe a little disappointed with how many skirms he made. He made a lot of skirms here. I think he definitely overmade skirms when this is going to be a stable matchup. JorDan has played really well, though. JorDan trying to kill villagers. I don't know what this wall is, Kingston. Delete it, bro. This wall makes zero sense to me. If you've scouted this, just delete that wall and wall here. Kingston still adding scouts. Big investment into feudal age. He's very concerned about his gold. And remember, JorDan's gold could be an issue as well, but JorDan's had more map control this game. And JorDan's actually taking this gold. He also has a neutral gold in the back corner, which is honestly insane. I think we might even need to take a look at the neutral golds on Arabia. I'm not the biggest fan. Like, this obviously happens, right? That's whatever. But this and this... I remember as well in, like, the Ganji Kingston game, it felt like the neutral golds were a little slanted more towards one player. I might want to take a look and tweak some of that stuff. Man, the scouts from JorDan are hiding. It's so annoying. But Kingston found him. But again, all this does is just buy JorDan time to go up to the next stage and go stable units. And 7 skirmishers with fletching. Oh, that fletching is such a mistake. Oh, I mean, it's just 150 resources into a unit that's just going to be killed anyways. JorDan kills the first villager of the game. Happily runs away. And I'd be shocked if JorDan doesn't have 2 stables here at the start of Castle Age. It feels like your win condition with Berbers. And JorDan's got resources to do plenty of things here. Kingston's gold suck, man. They do suck, but you know what else sucks is this and this if you don't have map control. The only reason this looks good is because JorDan had map control the entire game. You gotta work with what you've got, right? Both open up to feudal age. Kingston wasn't able to control the map. It was just react with no counter damage. Scouts have been out in the field for both players. Kingston actually added more scouts. He actually made more army and feudal. Still, JorDan was able to get the walls down like it was nothing. Also, speaking of, is there a hole there? That looks like a hole to me. I doubt there'd be a tree there, right? Scouts coming in. Camel scouts there to defend from it. And JorDan, he drops the TC on that. Dude, that's so smart. Drops the TC there. Just the small things JorDan has done. The spearmen in position. The walls now. Knights now heading forward. Going directly for Kingston's gold. Kingston's still 30 seconds away from clicking up to the next age. And there will be camels, but there's still camel scouts. They don't have the bonus of Castle Age yet. But it does feel like Kingston can just kind of delay for an extra second. Oh, man, I'm not sure you want to take the fight now. Now you want to take the fight. Now do you have the numbers? Oof. He drops the TC immediately, as one should, and he does defend from this. And something I should mention is that JorDan did have more idle TC time this game. His economy upgrades aren't as crazy as maybe you would hope. But, I mean, he's got wheelbarrow already. The second town center's there. He has 6 camels with 4 more on the way. So he will be able to match his opponent's camels. And even though Gurjaras do additional bonus damage with their camels, which does apply in camel v camel battles, that is only a difference in 1 damage per hit. Which actually, like, I've known this entire time since Gurjaras were introduced that camels did bonus damage versus camels. But I didn't know that 30% difference in Castle Age equated to just 1 additional damage. I thought it was like, I don't know, somehow more than that. Can you imagine if Kingston could just wall this? It'd be amazing. I mean, behind this, he's got his stone. All of his stones. If he could just wall this off and control this map, it would be an incredible position for him. You definitely want to keep your scouts alive if you're in Kingston's position to snipe monks. And JorDan shooting the scouts here with the TC. And we have 57 pop versus 69. Obviously, the 4 scouts and then the 7 skirmishers making up the difference there in the population more than anything. How do you feel about Camel Archer for JorDan? I actually see no reason to go Camel Archer. Gurjaras don't get pikemen. Like, Camel Archer's great, don't get me wrong. But you should only go Camel Archer if you already are dominating the map with camels. Because if you just stop the production of camels in order to make a complete tech switch into ranged units, I think that could be an issue. If either of these civilizations had good pike line, I could see a reason to switch into their other units. But I think it just makes life easier on the Gurjaras if you try and switch units out of camels. And Castle Age is really the key here. Castle Age, not really Castle Age, but just numbers in general for JorDan. You have the cheaper camels. You just keep making camels. But yeah, camel archers maybe in other instances, like if it was like Berbers versus Persians, let's say. I know that feels a little random, but Persians could go do everything that KingstoNe has done thus far and then switch into help. And then you have a worry, and then you think, well, I might need camel archers. We'll get to see how quickly JorDan wants camel archers based on how much he farms around this TC. If he really wants a castle up early, that doesn't always mean camel archers either. That could just mean for security of a castle, but if he wants the castle up early, he won't farm around this TC. If I had to guess, I'd say JorDan will actually make farms around this TC. And so he's just delaying the stone income there. But maybe not. Maybe not. I could be wrong. And yeah, there was a hole there. JorDan just plugs it. Great awareness from JorDan. And JorDan with 17 camels. It's 16 for KingstoNe. Both players healing up their camels. And resources collected in this game is dead even. Seriously, that is as close as it really can get. Look at that. KD 17 to 12. And great recovery from KingstoNe here, guys, I have to say. Also going to 4 TCs. So he's got this TC on wood and stone. He's pretty heavy on stone. And then this one isn't really adjacent to the wood. So he's going to have maybe... I mean, he's going to have a castle well before JorDan. I do like that JorDan, knowing the type of game this is going to be, has 5 monks. And continues to make monks. That is a great decision here. I think stopping the monk production is tricky. And then if you think, oh god, they have more monks than me. You need to have that many more camels to match them. Or you'd go light cav. But are you really going to get in close to monks with light cav when camels are out there? Usually no. So then you think pike, but Gujaras don't have pikemen. Yeah, it's just like a really good spot for JorDan to be in right now. I think JorDan might want to castle this hill here, right? Secure that. Secure your stone. Maybe even a forward castle here. Could also say that their upgrades are the same right now. Redemption for JorDan's interesting. And I think JorDan's numbers, maybe even upgrades here, as we could easily see more upgrades, are going to be superior. You did delete that camel there, JorDan. That should be a couple conversions. It's one. Oh, skirmishers, value. Nope. Nope, not going to kill it. Other monks will heal. Great job, JorDan. JorDan's in an amazing position. Will the villagers come forward for the castle? Or will he go for the defensive one? He's got KingstoNe on the edge. It's so awkward for KingstoNe. He needs to secure this position. And so he's going to drop the castle here. And maybe this is just the best play. JorDan's going to take the fight, which means KingstoNe, you have to fight this. He chooses not to. It's hard, man. The plus side, camels will take some damage to the TC, but like 29 camels versus 24. JorDan will have +2 armor. JorDan still has more monks. I think JorDan was just able to get to the numbers faster. And as camel as this game has been, which might mean boring for you guys, JorDan's done all the right things. He is actually behind in builds, but he's way ahead in army. Oh, don't mind if I do convert some of your camels. Okay. And that's a lot of idle time for KingstoNe, right? And that's also a lot of time where he can't take gold. He's not taking gold anywhere else. I think this castle that JorDan's doing might be a little unnecessary. I think you could always go for the safe castle too and take this up towards Imp. But then again, JorDan, why not, right? You're already second place in the group. You're already going to win this game most likely, so why not just go for it? Make it interesting. Will it be denied? No, JorDan, what are you doing? Okay. Now where is he going? He has to be careful he doesn't throw the game, right? A castle fire. And also, he can't really get reinforcements in here. He is spamming camels over here, though. He's going to go for a camel raid. I mean, if it goes up, it's epic. Checking the HP here. He's still got the numbers. Yeah, it'll actually go up. He knew exactly what he's doing here. He's going to win the game right here. These camels will hit the gold, too. I mean, it's just going to be over for Kingston. Jordan just completely overrun him with What? Jordan, you're killing me, bro. You are... I love you, but you're killing me. If you would have just gone for a castle here, like a normal human, it would have been fine. It's good hill control. You go up to him, you're fine. Oh, camel raid. Hype. Kingston trying so badly to recover here. There's a risk of an overchop. Oh, God. The house has gone down. Jordan. Oh, he goes for the safe castle that he could have done in the first place. All right. All right. Literally the spot that I said before he ran forward. I think he knows he's ahead. I think he's having a little bit of fun with it. Jordan doesn't feel any stress to this situation. Again, he's second place regardless. And he's having some fun. You got 3 relics. Also, doesn't see this gold. He will make an outpost here, and it's going to be like, boom, bonus. Bonus gold, bonus relic. Congratulations. It's your lucky day. Last game in Group C. Last game in Titans League Platinum then. For Kingston, he'll be back down to gold. I think he had... I think we saw the signs for him. Like... Game 1, Ganji Kingston today was unbelievable if you didn't watch it. And even, like, you know, I'm kind of spoiling the results there, but there were just so many games from Kingston where he could have won throughout Titans League, and he wasn't getting the victories. And I think, you know, combined with everything going on in his life, again, as far as I know, he's a full-time student now. I think he played really well, and not quite at the peak that brought him here to Platinum. I think that's fair to say. And I think it's fair to say that anyone who gets relegated hasn't been playing at their peak, because that's how high the level is in our scene these days. But this particular game, though, Jordan just outclassed him with the camels. And I think it was just that weird Feudal Age Open League. Like, the better players are just so good at not taking damage. And it sounds stupid and simple, but doing damage to you. Like, this type of situation, it's just time and space and value for Jordan. Just sitting there, he's behind. He's walled in. He doesn't care. He's like, I can sit here, take good fights, get conversions. I'll eventually lose the fight, and then I'll be fine, because I'll be an imp. Jordan spends too much time with doubt. Yeah, it seems like it. He's had some crazy instances. Like, he's going to go for another crazy one here. It still shouldn't be any big risk here for him. Good job here from Kingston, by the way, to save those villagers earlier. He's doing a lot more than maybe what we're able to notice here. But yeah, I think when Imp comes in, Kingston's going to end up having to call it. He spent so much time trying to stabilize. I also wonder if maybe 4 TCs is a little bit of a weakness for Kingston. He's gone 4 TCs a lot. It feels like his Imp time always suffers because of it. But then again, he did lose a lot of vills in the games I'm thinking of. Castle's up. Market's up against the edge of the map. Gotta love it. And this would be a perfect position for trebuchets, obviously. And Camel's continuing to camel and do camel things. I have run out of things to say. Kingston is clicked up. But I could easily see him calling the GG here once he sees Jordan's up. It's already bad. It's only going to be worse. And he calls the GG. And the series concludes. So that is it for Group C, everybody. I think the first group that we've actually concluded so far. We still have action that will conclude later on today with Group A. Obviously, we're going to have Group B and then Group D as well. This group, I'll bring up the standings in a second. It is Hera at the top. Hera moves on directly to a quarterfinal. Jordan, he will be meeting a third-place player from another group. And we can actually show who that might be here in a moment. And then we have Ganji, which is sick. Promoted player moving on to the playoffs, being a third-place player up against another second-place player in another group. And then Miguel stays alive for Platinum in Season 3. Kingston and Capoch are the players relegated. They will go down And honestly, I think Kingston Capwatch could come right back up. Capwatch especially. Like, Capwatch, remember, he got 5 wins from his first 2 rounds, and then he got 3-0'd, 3-0'd, 3-0'd. But they were pretty painful 3-0s because every single one of those times he got 3-0'd, he was winning 1 or 2 of those games, and he just couldn't finish it off. He honestly is just like kept throwing, and you just can't do that in Titans League. You got to be consistent. Capwatch, Kingston, not consistent enough, so they'll be in gold. But again, like, no one's going to want to play them. So let's just quickly review. I won't even show the stats because I feel like that one was a bit of a wash there for a bit. It is possible that Liquipedia hasn't updated yet. Okay. It is updated. Thank you, Liquipedia. Okay, so was Hera 14-1, JorDan 9-6, Ganji 7-8, Miguel 6-9, Capwatch 5-10, and then Kingston 4-11. So the safe number of wins is 6, kind of. So keep that in mind when we look at some of these other groups that we'll be casting today. You got a whole lot of 4s here, for example, right? Now we're going to see Leary 3 times. We're going to see Leary next, actually. He's going to play Dark. But then we're going to see Leary twice on Sunday. But, like, you can stay alive with 6. That's not always guaranteed, clearly, because I say 6 kind of. Look at Vinchester. Mr. Vinchester, Group A. It's already confirmed. Relegated. Will be behind Valis and running in the tie breaks there, which is the reason. But, I hope people enjoyed Group C. Group C is really good. Obviously, it's going to be exciting to see who these players play. Did that update this as well? Okay, so JorDan will play 3rd in Group B, which, I mean, that could be Leary or MBL if you're betting on it. It could also be Draken. Could also possibly be Backed or Dark. I'm not really entirely sure on the odds there. It can't be great. But yeah, that's who JorDan's going to face. Ganji's going to end up facing 2nd in Group B. So it's, the same group. So probably like JorDan versus Leary or JorDan versus MBL. And then Ganji versus Leary or Ganji versus MBL. If what we're assuming will happen in those sets do happen. There's still results that need to happen for Leary and MBL. And there have been some question marks over their play compared to what we've seen from them in the past.